Alright, everyone. Welcome back to Half-Life 1. So, where are we leaving off here? So, we just entered the border world Zen. And again, this was a pretty long recording. This recording in particular was an hour and 40 minutes long. But honestly, we're gonna shave a huge amount of time off that. And I'm basically going to give you some highlights and a lot of lowlights, so to speak, when it comes to these freaking levels. Oh my god. Alright, so first things first, the reason I'm doing this is because this was a miserable experience. I cannot begin to stress how miserable this level made me. If I was to show you the actual recording, like no cutting, no editing, nothing, it would just me suffering for like more than an hour of this recording and me just basically like about to mentally break down, and also me just failing constantly at some really, really tough parts. So, what we're going to do here is I'm basically just going to show you the initial parts. Like, there won't be a lot of, like, me showing the actual video. So, as you can see from where we left off here, I'm at Zen. You can see that our long jumping here, or whatever it's called, is going to be used a lot. So, if we just skim through this first part, I talk for a good bit. Here, I'll just go ahead and mute. Let me just mute this footage here. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is you see all the floating islands. This first level is just basically a platformer for you to kind of test out your long jumping skills. And you can see there's some dead Lambda team members. If you watched the last video, then you know that there is you've seen the scientist talk, and you've seen that he addresses the fact that, oh yeah, and there's an ambush. Lovely. So with that dead guy there, he says that the expedition team members, the guys that were sent into this portal world, found some good specimens, but then they themselves started being collected. You could probably guess what happened to them, judging by that first dead body. So yeah, there's like little tricks and such that come in every once in a while, and you can see, here's me platforming. Again, I still don't like the platforming of this game. I think it's pretty atrocious, but just gonna have to put up with it. So you'll see the next platform that I'll be jumping to here. And this is basically all this first level is. It's just this one island. You'll see exactly why here in a little bit. So I make it down, and then we're going to skim forward through this other part here. And it's mostly me just trying to stick the landing. And you see those purple crystals right there? These things shoot bolts of electricity at you if you get too close to them. They're basically like turrets, but indestructible. At least as far as I know, they're indestructible. I didn't really try to shoot at them all that much. And so eventually I find a way forward. It's too bad that this video thing is not wanting to cooperate. So we're going to skip forward 30 seconds. You can see I find this little hatch, this little hole, and that leads to the center of the island. So, yeah, so far you might be wondering, there's nothing really too miserable about this. Where's the misery come in? Where's all the drama that I was talking about coming in? Don't worry, we're coming. Don't worry, this is just a taste of what's to come. A good taste of what's to come. Well, not so much. Just a small taste of what's to come. The suffering that is to be had here. So, I can't... Actually, wait, I can do this. Okay, so it opens a portal after you activate those three things. And boom, that first level's done. So now we're on to the Gonarch's lair. This whole level is basically one giant boss fight. Hey, look at oh well, hang on. So in an earlier part, we actually see this thing. Now we get to kill it. And this thing is basically like Queen Head Crab here. And you can probably tell where the weak spot is. So again, just showing the footage. I know I don't have really the audio on, and you guys are like missing out on maybe some sick music and whatnot, and me getting kind of mad. As you can tell, I'm not really talking too much in the footage, and I'll be honest, guys, like I've discussed in the video that I'm just more or less over this. And this thing spits out little baby. You can kind of see them moving on the ground there. It's a little hard to see them, but they're like little baby versions of this thing. It's like this thing's spawn. And so basically you just shoot the shit out of this thing's sack. Yeah, there's no real way for me to say it. For a while, you just shoot that until eventually it decides to retreat. You can see it's running away here. It's like the first stage of the battle's done. You can see those little guys are attacking me. They're not really doing much damage, although they do make things very annoying because they stop you in your tracks. Just how old video games work with stopping you right in your tracks. As if you're running into a wall. So, I'm starting to use the shotgun here, and the shotgun actually worked pretty well against this thing. I was surprised with how well this worked. And again, not really talking too much about the misery. I'm trying to cut the miserable parts out, but you guys will see the most miserable parts. They've yet to come. This, again, is only just a taste. So, yeah, you can see pretty much just shooting the heck out of this thing. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. I actually fall. That ground right there is not stable. You can fall through that. And eventually, I tried to jump over there, but that would have been a death sentence, so. You can see, just still shooting him. Not really doing much. And yeah, eventually he does get wounded, or she, I guess. This is technically a lair, so it's a queen, you know. Let's be honest, it's a queen. Otherwise, this would be all kinds of wrong. So yeah, I struggle a little bit with jumping down here. And then the final part of the fight comes up right here. The ground's very slippery, so it's very hard for me to move. And of course, you fall through here. And I get super frustrated here. Again, my face isn't really showing it. And I'm trying my best to... You saw it there briefly. I was trying to use the dart thing to try and hit them. But, or to hit the Gonarch. But clearly that ain't happening. And so I'm just trying to stay under this roof because this thing shoots its projectile downwards, and it also keeps shooting its babies down there. And you can see they're constantly annoying me. After probably like what feels like a dozen resets, I actually just decide, screw it. I'm just going to ignore these things, you know, like I'm just going to hope that they don't get in my way too much because I can't be constantly killing this thing spawn. And from there, I actually kill it. Well done. And down below, eventually I'll show it. Actually, well, no, I won't because I'm super sick of dealing with those things. So yeah, here we are. We're on to the next section, Interloper. We're on to the next mission. And this area, this is where the fun begins. This is where things get absolutely just terrible. let's give you guys a little sample. So I'm standing. Let's give you an overview. I'm standing on a platform. As you can see, there is no cover. These blue little shits here, they really like to drop. They really like to drop enemies off. They love doing that, and especially they love dropping off the two enemies that I hate fighting the most when there's no cover: the brute guys and Vortigaunts. And Vortigaunts, they never miss, it feels like. I mean, throughout this playthrough, you've seen them miss when I'm not in cover, but it's too rare, you know? It's not something you can count on. So, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, like, at first, what I thought I was supposed to do, let's play a little bit of footage. I thought I was supposed to fall down here, because these are basically like jump pads. And you can see I'm taking some burning damage, but I'm able to launch myself in the air. But I eventually just get so sick and tired of this that I stop talking. Like, look at how long I'm on this area for. How many times I die. I even save up here. I even save while I'm up here. And I start getting really frustrated with myself for loading the wrong saves. And there's flying enemies up there. And of course, since there's no cover, you can't really dodge their shots all that well. Those things shooting the laser beams down, sort of like, I don't know if anybody here has played Halo, like glassing beams from Covenant supercarriers. And you can see another enemy spawned in behind me, and you could tell by my face that I'm getting real frustrated. I'm starting to get super sick and tired of this. I'm trying to figure out different ways to get over because if you notice, here, let's go back 10 seconds. Just after this. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to find a way to make your way over to that platform, the one that my mouse cursor is kind of circling right here. This is where you're supposed to make your way to. That's a teleporter that leads to the next area. And the way that you're supposed to do that is you see the blue drop ships, the alien drop whatevers. I can't think of a good name. The enemy spawners, how about that? The enemy spawners, you're supposed to hop onto their backs, their top sides, which is their back. And you're supposed to then long jump your way over to the island. But the Vortigaunts and their near perfect accuracy, along with these flying guys harassing me, and these platforms being just coincidentally out of place every time an enemy dropper would come, made this for a miserable experience. And again, look, I'm on here for so long. Like, I eventually find that there's a cave. You can see I jump down, I fall down first thing. And you can see I've pretty much stopped talking. I'm doing a little bit of talking, but again, this doesn't really cover it. In fact, let me see if I can find a specific spot in the video where I'm just having a mental breakdown. I know there's a specific spot. And maybe I'm not going to find it. Okay, well, maybe it doesn't happen yet. But you can see from where I run here that there's a little cave further down, and you can see that I book it straight there. I'm long jumping, I'm ignoring all the enemies. I know they're just going to follow me, and it's close quarters. That's why I have the shotgun out. Also, there's a Vortigaunt here that I want to kill. So I killed him, saved, and I don't know how well you guys can tell, but I was definitely just feeling it. I was feeling it, Mr. Krabs. So yeah, I eventually just killed this Vortigaunt that decided to follow me down there. And then from there, I was finally safe for now. And so this is basically just a bunch of tunnel crawling, nothing really special. There's these guys, but I managed to do some nice You know, just juking the shots around the pillar and just shooting him with the dart gun. Yeah. Or with the tracker gun. And this part right here is where I'm pretty sure I have my mental breakdown. So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to use this, and I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do. And you can see I get hit twice by Vortigaunts. And then these flying guys are constantly shooting me as well. I'm trying to find a specific time at which, like, I could try to get over there to that, to the floating platform. I'm just trying to find a way over there, because at this point, I kind of know that I'm supposed to jump onto the backs of those droppers. And here, I'm just trying to... I spend quite a while on this. I try to kill some of the flyers that are hanging out above, above the point where I'm supposed to come out. And I even try to make my way back, so that way I could go back up to the surface to go and kill those things, you know, just to, like, camp the cave. But my dumbass dropped down there. So therefore, there's no way out. So after I killed those things, I made a save, tried to go back there, do that, didn't work. And now I'm trying to rush out to take the fight to these guys, but again, they just do an insane amount of damage. They do an insane amount of damage, and they are just absolutely relentless. So at this point, I'm just trying to jump to the ships. And I start really, well, again, I think I skipped it, but, I know I have a mental breakdown at some point in the video. Like, there's just a point in the recording where I just stop moving, and I'm sorry I didn't prepare for this before. Yeah, I think it's here, maybe. Yeah, you can see I'm starting to look pretty stressed out, worn out. Yeah, I can't find it, so I'm just not even going to bother now. So after that miserable part, again, it doesn't really look all that miserable. I'll find the part where I actually successfully make the jump. So it's this attempt right here, probably like 100 or so attempts, I kid you not. Like, that's how often I had to reset. I finally made my first jump onto the back of that thing. I almost fell, and I proceeded to go right into the portal. And I was so relieved. Again, you can't really tell because I'm not really playing the audio. And I now have like a semi-smile on my face there for a bit. And yeah, this guy comes back, but again, nothing special really happens here. You can see some of the drop ships, the drop guys, the droppers, that's what I should call them. They drop some of the brutes off. I kill one, and then I make my way into this cave, only to get surprised by, yeah. First gotta make a save, but I get surprised by this guy. Any second now. You saw him there. Remember this guy? Yeah, we've killed him before. So, yeah. I got hit by a Vortigaunt that spawned in outside the cave. So I reset. Try again. And I go back here just to see if there's anything back here. There isn't much. So, again, we're just going to fast forward through this. So, So I get this thing to break out, and then I do a long jump and just run past him. Thankfully, he doesn't see me, so that was rather surprising. And there was a little ammo cache back there. And again, there were more bugs that I could pick up Throughout this entire game, I don't think I used those beetles once. I don't think I ever used them once, and well, how smooth was that jump? That was unintentional. How good of a jump that was. And I start crouching because if you guys remember from when we first encountered this thing, it's sensitive to sound. So if you crouch walk, then you can make your way through. And of course I long jump because, you know, saves time and I'm just not real eager. Most of my commentary here is me just talking about how I'm really not into this. And from there, we make our way into this factory. So, yeah, here is, again, just a lot of corner camping. Here's a lot of corner camping where I'm just camping the corners. There's a whole bunch of flying enemies and Vortigaunts. That's basically it. And I'm using my dart gun here, the tracker gun, just so that way I don't have to use up my good ammo, since ammo is very, very scarce in this level. You know, you're not going to find much of it. There's not much ammo, and practically, and the suit charges are basically non-existent. So again, we're going to be skipping through this, just showing highlights. This blue thing that I'm standing in, when you see these things here, first, well, there's two things to explain. First thing, there's these giant pots. Very simple. Don't break these because there's brutes inside of them. And those guys, they don't mess around. As you've seen several times throughout this playthrough, how I always have to use my my experimental weapons to kill them because they're just not fun to fight with their tracker shots. And then the blue thing here, this is a healing station. Here I'm not really too sure what it is, but then I save and go into it, and yeah, turns out it's a healing station. So yeah, fantastic. And then, after, again, just going level by level, conveyor belt by conveyor belt, elevator by elevator. Again, just showing brief shots of this. You can see that, again, I have to express that this recording was just not fun. It really was not fun. I struggled like crazy, and I don't want, and honestly, I don't want you guys, I don't want me, I don't want anyone to hear me suffering over and over and over again. And yeah, more flying guys. Thankfully the tracker gun can lock onto these guys. There's actually two pots behind me here. Forgot to kind of show that. And you can see that's what happens when you break one. One of those guys spawns in. So I proceed to kind of just do a little bit of tricky jumps to get out of there. And then from there, I start using the wall charges to try and kill them again. It's not working out all that too well. Try using... I accidentally blow myself up here. You can see I'm not very enthusiastic about it. And from here, I just try skipping through the enemies. That doesn't work. So, again, just charges. Eventually, I kill those two. You know what happens. You don't really need to see the footage. Then from here, more corner camping, more reloading saves and saving, and then eventually I get to another big room with elevators. And there's a teleporter at the top. I'll try and find a point where I actually look at it. Okay, yep, you can kind of see it there. You saw it briefly. Come on, me, look up. Okay, so I'm trying to kill the Vortigaunt that's on that rotating elevator, but you can see the teleporter up there. That, those strings of energy. That's a teleporter. this is basically kind of one of the final sections of this level. And eventually I do make it up there. It's just, again, such a hassle because a whole bunch of enemies just keep on constantly spawning, especially the flyer enemies. And here, I make my way up after killing everything, after so long. And then I jump right in to the portal. And then from here, this is the final area. This is the final area you have to prepare for the boss fight. Now, my dumbass at the time was just planning on recording Interloper and then kind of splitting that part up. But for some reason, back then me didn't take the hint, and I even addressed this in the video, the fact that I somehow just don't take a hint that this is the final boss. Like, look at that red portal. Does that not give you, like, Doom vibes here and whatnot? Like, I know, really old school Doom vibes, but still, like, demonic vibes. Like, this is the final showdown. There's no enemies around. Final gateway to hell, so to speak. So anyway, let's go ahead and put the video audio back on. I'm going to show you guys the unedited boss fight and stop talking. So, yeah, thanks for hearing that 26-minute overview of an hour and 18 minutes of footage. Because, again, I don't want you guys to suffer through this like I did. You guys don't deserve that. I didn't deserve it. You don't deserve it. Nobody deserves it. So, yeah, here we go. Thank you for listening. Alright, I think... Oh, yes, this is definitely the last, Okay, well, I guess I'm finishing the game here. I didn't expect that. Okay, What? Oh. I did not expect to be doing the finale right here. Just a battle of constant save. Okay, so one last thing I forgot to kind of describe is what you're going to be seeing me doing here, kind of a spoiler, but is the fact that I'm going to be shooting out those yellow crystals. You might be wondering why exactly I'm shooting those, and I don't really address it in the video. You can't kill this guy with those crystals alive. You have to destroy them. I remember I tried this on, like, easy difficulty, and I could not pull it off. Who knows? Maybe it is possible. Again, someone could always show me up in that regard, but... yeah, you can't kill this thing with those crystals alive, so that's why I'm shooting those down, just to give a bit of context. Okay, back to the fight. Damn! Those are hard to dodge. Thanks. Appreciate it. Why is this damn Vortigaunt in a different area every time? Like, cut me some slack with the RNG. Just... I know I've had it. No, I did not want to get hit by that. That makes things way too hard. Okay, I managed to survive the shock attack. That's good. And I got destroyed by another one. Damn. I die before I can ever, like, save. I really need to learn to make a save. Miss. I got miss! Make another save. I'm pretty sure I destroyed all the crystals. Oh, his head's open. I was really unlucky. And just me being stupid. Okay. Got this. Very quiet moments of concentration here. Oh, the top of his head's open. I really just like, every time I go for an opening, the fact that I always make the exact wrong timing. Oh yeah, sure, go ahead, not even do your animation. Fuck you too. Here we go. Getting close to the end here. Because I keep messing up the jump pad. Oh, come on. Just enough. Enough's enough. And again, Vortigaunt's taken off 60 health, just randomly. Thanks, I love being teleported and basically be given freaking game overs. Like, I really don't want to deal with those teleportation rooms. They basically throw you into a room full of enemies. Why is it that he decides to do another one just after that one? Like, why is it always gotta be so perfectly timed? And there we go. And I'm at 20 health, and look at that Vortigaunt. Did I win? No, you're not killing me now, Vortigaunt. I won!
Gordon Freeman in the flesh. Or rather, in the hazard suit. I took the liberty of relieving you of your weapons. Most of them were government property. As for the suit, I think you've earned it. The border world, then, is in our control for the time being, thanks to you. Quite a nasty piece of work you managed over there. I am impressed.
Wow. Military got fucked up.
That's why I'm here, Mr. Freeman. I have recommended your services to my employers. And they have authorized me to offer you a job. They agree with me that you have limitless potential. You've proved yourself a decisive man, so I don't expect you'll have any trouble deciding what to do. If you're interested, just step into the portal, and I will take that as a yes. Otherwise, well, I can offer you a battle you have no chance of winning. Rather an anticlimax after what you've just survived. Time to choose.
Well, I know my choice. Let's do it.
Wisely done, Mr. Freeman. I will see you up ahead.
Okay, so now some closing thoughts, since we're now 40 minutes into this recording. So, yeah, I saved you guys almost an hour worth of time here. There's about 8 or so minutes left in this recording. So basically, what are my final thoughts? Should you play Half-Life 1? Yes. I mean, especially if you're more into the faster-paced shooter games than I am. I would totally recommend that you go for it. But in terms of whether or not I'd recommend playing this on hard mode, yeah, you do so at your own risk. Like, I lost a lot of my sanity in this level. I mean, I wasn't able to capture the moments where I was having mental breakdowns. I know I was having them. I'm surprised I couldn't find them, because I knew I was having them on that island dropper part. I knew I was having them on that island dropper part, and I was. It was just that was easily the worst experience of it all. Like, I seriously, in this recording, considered giving up and just saying that this was the final part and I'm not finishing the playthrough. But I made it through. And I remember I was talking about how I was going to do this specific recording with one of my best friends. He suggested doing a fail compilation. I'm not that good at editing, and I don't know any editors. In fact, I have no editing skills at all. Like, what you see me doing here is just viewing this on a freaking video player with my current webcam not being shown and past me being shown. So, yeah. I think that this is a pretty good game, you know. It's pretty good game just, you know, for 26 years old. It's a freaking fantastic game. I love the Half-Life series. I love its story, and I love Half-Life 2's gameplay a hell of a lot more than I do Half-Life 1. In fact, Half-Life 2 is probably one of my top 10 favorite video games of all time, just from how much I absolutely loved playing that game. And as I address pretty much at the end of this video here, I'm not really showing the footage. This is the last time that I will ever play Half-Life 1. So I guess I'll turn my current webcam on. Oh, I have to move it here. Come on. There we go. So yeah, here I am. In fact, So pretty much just talking to the camera right now. So what's next? I do have some plans for some other games to play, and as I've discussed, during spring break last week of March, I will be doing some streaming. I'm not sure how much streams I'll do. I'm hoping to get maybe at least maybe 5 streams in would be an ideal goal on Twitch. Of course, my Twitch is always in the description for those of you that are interested in viewing. And overall, what can you really expect after the whole streaming? Like, what comes next for this channel? Well, I plan on playing more entertaining games, that's for sure. I do like horror games, some horror games. I don't know if anyone is around that watched me play at Dead of Night, so I really enjoyed that experience. And I might go back and revisit that game. Also, there is I also was recently made aware. I'm not sure if I'll be able to show this or not. No, doesn't look like it. But today, the day I'm recording this, March 19th, Stardew Valley. I'm not sure if anybody has watched, again, my Twitch streams, but I did a Stardew stream back then, and there's a clip of it, of one moment on it, or one moment of it, on Peachy Bunny's Twitch channel. I'll be sure to put her Twitch also in the description. And more specifically, I guess I'll put the clip that I'm talking about down there. It's the only one that's on her channel, so it's not that hard to find. Where we played Stardew together, and I even might consider starting a solo world, though I think that one might be a bit boring. I definitely much prefer playing with Peachy. And I know that she really likes streaming, but she's been really busy as of late. Really, the trio of streamers, at least from my point of view, the trio of streamers, me, Peachy, and Jackson, we've all been incredibly busy with our own life stuff. Peachy, I think she's been busy with work. Me and Jackson have been busy with our college and our respective areas. So it's kind of hard to set stuff up. But as of today, March 19th, Stardew Valley Update 1.6 dropped. So I am very much looking forward to checking out that update. And they also added, it looks like, some more achievements, because there was 40 achievements, and now there have been 9 more added. And there's all sorts of cool things to look at. And I'm very interested to see how this will work. I'm pretty sure if I just load up like my profile, I'll have some of these achievements, like, because I'm seeing achievements like infinite power, obtain the most powerful weapon. That's the Infinity Blade, in case you guys don't know. And yeah, I already got the Infinity Blade in one of my profiles. Reach the bottom of the dangerous mines. I've already done that. Distant shore. Reach Ginger Island. I've already done that. You know, there's more achievements to be had. So yeah, more of a challenge to be had. Again, I really wish I could share this, but I'm not sure how to do that mid-recording without revealing stuff. And there's also an achievement for perfection. Reach the summit, which that is where the end of the game will take place. I'll be really happy. I'll be really happy to play that both on and off camera. I love Stardew Valley, another one of my top 10 favorite games. And yeah. As for, I'm looking through the rest of my games. Is there a way I can pull this up for you guys? Because I don't want this to be much longer. Can I do window capture? Let me see if I can change this for you guys. One second. Is it properties? There we go. I can now show you guys that. Let's get that up there. So I'm on my Steam here. And you can see, here's Stardew. But what I'm really looking forward to playing, I could upload some episodes on Fears to Fathom. Not exactly that bad of a game to go through, I think. You know, these 4 games, they're interesting little video projects that are totally worth doing. And here you can see at Dead of Night, I do plan on going back there and trying to beat it on extreme mode. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that on video or on stream. So we'll see how that goes. I could always play Half-Life 2 for you guys. I know Half-Life game's not exactly the most popular thing. And for those that have viewed my Twitch, my first ever streams were me trying to Iron Man this game to basically no success. And, yeah, that's about all I can think of. There's also Five Nights at Freddy's. I could play that as well. I did talk about at Dead of Night. During those streams, I talked about playing Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And I'm very much eager to give that a try. And also, hopefully over spring break, I'm going to try my hardest to get her to do this. We are going to get Peachy to play The Forest with us. That might be an interesting experience. The last time I played The Forest was with Jackson, and it wasn't the most entertaining experience, I imagine, for our viewers, but it was pretty good content, especially since we got someone to help us find the rebreather and I think the modern axe. So yeah, plenty of games to look forward to in the future. If you guys want to see a specific game, please be sure to let me know in the comments and I will try to check it out. And yeah, this will be uploaded in one part. I don't care that it's 50 minutes long. You know, I don't want to go through and re-record an hour's worth of video just so that way I can split these into 2 parts. Bit of a selfish reason. I'm sorry. So yeah, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this series for what good it was worth. I know definitely the quality took a dive at the end. Hope you guys enjoyed this Half-Life series. It's finally over. Hopefully we can look forward to other games in the future. And we'll see what kind of content comes out in the future. If you enjoyed this series, even just a little bit, please be sure to leave a like. And subscribe if you want to know whenever I upload. There's the bell icon. I did this with my hand, but my hand was too low. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. So yeah, there's a bell icon. If you want to turn that on, it'll notify you whenever it is I upload if you're subscribed. And without further ado, I will see you guys sometime later, whenever I get around to uploading next.